Hello everyone. Today's topic is air and water. This is for class 5 science book. So let's start. Here in air we'll cover layers of atmosphere, what are the properties of air and what is the use of air. And in water section we'll cover what are the properties of water and what are the methods to make water potable for us and what is potable water also. So let's get into the chapters. First, we'll understand what is atmosphere. So, atmosphere is a thin layer that surrounds the Earth. And in this layer, so many gases are there, like nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, hydrogen, helium, and many more. So, we'll discuss one by one what is the use of these gases. So, nitrogen is basically used to make fertilizers, nylons, dyes, and explosives. And oxygen, all of you know, without oxygen we cannot survive. And oxygen is used for breathing and burning of fuels. Carbon dioxide is mainly used by plants to make their food. And this process is called, yes, photosynthesis. Hydrogen. Hydrogen is used to power vehicles, generate electricity, and power industry. Helium. It is used in the balloons. All the kids like balloons, right? In that balloon, which gas is filled? In that balloons, helium gas is filled. So, what is the use of the atmosphere? Atmosphere retain heat and prevent us from harmful ultraviolet rays of the sun. If atmosphere is not there, then we'll get directly the sun rays where so many ultraviolet rays are there, and that is not good for us. So without atmosphere also we cannot survive. Now let's learn about layers of atmosphere. As we know that atmosphere is a layer which surrounding our earth and it extends several kilometers from the earth's surface. Basically, the atmosphere is classified into 5 layers. This is our earth. So the first layer is troposphere and the second layer is, yes, stratosphere. The third layer is mesosphere. Fourth layer is thermosphere and the outermost layer is exosphere. Now we'll go one by one. Troposphere. This layer, it will extend from 12 to 18 km from Earth's surface. And this is the lowermost layer of the atmosphere. Here in this layer only all the living things are there. Why? Because here in this layer 75% of air and 99% of water vapor is present. And because of this, the weather changes is happening in this layer. Next one, stratosphere. This stratosphere is extend from 11 to 50 kilometers and this is the second layer from the earth. Most important ozone layer is present in this layer and this ozone layer, this will filter all the harmful ultraviolet rays which is coming from the sun. And the air of this layer is less dense. So this layer is very useful for flight and aeroplanes. The next one, mesosphere. So mesosphere is extend from 40 to 50 kilometers to 80 to 90 kilometers. This layer is above stratosphere. And meteor showers are seen in this layer of atmosphere. What is meteors? Okay, the meteors are the space rock which move first towards the atmosphere. The gases in the mesosphere are very thick enough to slow down these meteors and burn them up here in this layer only. And while these meteors will burn, it will leave the fairy tales in the night sky. That is the reason we call the meteors as shooting star or falling stars. Next layer. Next layer is thermosphere. And this layer is extend from 80 to 90 kilometers to 800 kilometers from the Earth's surface. And this layer is present above the mesosphere. Here, this is a very thin layer. Okay, and in this layer, the temperature rises significantly. Why? Due to the absorption of high energy solar radiation. And this layer will absorb all the solar energy. So the temperature is increased very fast. Although the temperature is extremely high, it is not noticeably hot due to the lower density of the molecules. And this layer is essential for the operation of satellite and spacecraft. Why? It is important for spacecraft because in this layer, this layer will facilitate the transmission of radio signal, which is important for the satellite and spacecraft. The next layer, this is the exosphere, and it will extend from 800 to 3000 kilometer, and this layer is the outermost layer of the atmosphere. There is no air in this layer, and earth gravity is very weak here. So this is all about the layers of atmosphere. Just now we learned about the layer of atmosphere. Now here I have explained all the things what we have learned in the layers of atmosphere in the tabular format. So it will be easy for all of you to remember the thing. So the first tab is layers of atmosphere. This is troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere and exosphere. And the next column is key features of every layer. In troposphere, as we know, it will be useful for breathable air, weather and ultraviolet protection. So what is the temperature range? Here the temperature range is -55 to 20 degrees Celsius, and the altitude range is 0 to 15 kilometers. The next layer is stratosphere. As we know, I have explained here in the stratosphere layer, ozone layer is present, and this ozone layer is protect us from the ultraviolet rays which is coming from the sun. And what is the temperature range here? -55 to 20 degrees Celsius. And the altitude range is 15 to 50 kilometer from Earth's surface. Next one is mesosphere, and in mesosphere, as we know, meteors are there. So this layer will help us from the meteors, and the temperature range is from -90 to -55 degrees Celsius, and the altitude range is 50 to around 85 kilometers. The next layer is thermosphere. Here the key features is here the satellite orbit and radio signals are present. And the temperature here is -55 to 500 degrees Celsius. And the altitude range is 85 kilometer to 600 kilometers. And exosphere, which is the outermost layer of the atmosphere. What is the key feature? It is transition to space, and the temperature range is 500 degrees Celsius to 2000 degrees Celsius, and the altitude range is 600 to 10,000 kilometer. Okay, this is the tabular format of the layers of atmosphere. Properties of air. So air is three properties. One is air is wet, air occupies space, and air exerts pressure. Air is wet. So to check whether air is wet or not, we have to do one experiment. We'll take two balloons which are deflated, means no air is inside that balloon. Okay, and we'll tie the balloons to the end of a stick with the help of string. So in one of the balloon, we will put air, and other balloon will not touch anything. So the result of this experiment, you can see in the figure, the balloon which has air inside it, it will get little bit weight and it will come down. So this proves that air has weight. The next one, air occupies space. To show that air occupies space, we'll take an empty glass bottle and push it in an inverted position into the water kept in the bucket. If we want, we can put little bit of cotton inside the glass bottle, and we'll notice that the water does not enter into the bottle, and the cotton which we have kept inside that glass bottle, it will be dry. But if we tilt the bottle slightly, the air bubbles start escaping from the bottle and water enters into the bottle, and the cotton which we have kept in the bottle, it will get wet. So this shows that air was occupying space inside the bottle. So next one is air exerts pressure. Anything that is weight and occupies space exerts pressure. So air also apply pressure. The pressure applied by air on the earth is known as atmospheric pressure. What is the with the use of atmospheric pressure? We can do so many things like cycle, car, bus tires are filled with, yes, this filled with air for smooth driving. To draw the water to earth's surface, we use hand pump. For this also we'll use air pressure. To suck the juice also we'll use air pressure. And for hot balloons also we have used air pressure. Like air, water is also very important for us and we cannot live without it. Our human body, it contains 70% of water and several life processes essential for living organism need water. In daily life, what we used to do in water? We'll take bath, we'll drink, we'll cook, we'll wash, and for in fields also we'll use water. So for everything we need water. Next we'll see the properties of water. Here we see one glass of water. If we'll see the glass of water, we cannot see what is the color of the water. If we'll drink that water, then we cannot say whether it is salty, whether it is sugary, because it is tasteless. And if we smell also, we cannot make out what is the smell. So what water is a colorless, tasteless and odorless liquid. As we know, water has three states. Water itself is a liquid state. And if we'll freeze it at 0 degrees Celsius, it will become ice. That will be solid state. And if we'll start boiling it, then it will start water vapor. So the water will freezes at 0 degrees Celsius and boils at 100 degrees Celsius. When we add sugar or salt, it will dissolve in the water and the result will be a solution. Here in this solution, one solvent is there, one solute is there. The water is a solvent and sugar is a solute. You know, water is known as the universal solvent because it can dissolve a large number of substances. Next, impurities in water. As we know, water may not be good and clean all the time. It may have some impurities in it. So, impurities in water is mainly two types. One is soluble impurities, another is insoluble impurities. So, what is soluble impurities? Soluble impurities are salt and minerals. And insoluble impurities are small stones, sand, mud, and etc. So, some methods we have to follow to remove these impurities for make the water potable. So, what are the methods? For separating the insoluble impurities, we should follow sedimentation and decantation. Or another method also we can follow, that is filtration. For separating soluble impurities, we can follow evaporation method and distillation method. Now we'll separate the insoluble impurities. How? For that we have to follow some process. The first one is sedimentation and decantation. What is sedimentation? Here, if you see in the picture, we have taken in a glass jar, we have taken some mud water. If we'll keep that jar on one surface for some time and will not touch it, after some time we can see the insoluble impurities will be settled down at the down part of the jar and the clear water will come up. So the sedimentation is a process in which the heavier solid particles present in a liquid settle down at the bottom of the container. So what is decantation? In decantation, that top part clean water will pour it into the another vessel. So it is a process of separating the lighter liquid by tilting and draining or pouring it into the another vessel. So another way is filtration. Filtration means we have to use filter paper. So this is a process in which we can separate the insoluble impurities with the help of filter paper. Here in this picture, we have taken one conical flask. Here in this conical flask, we have put one funnel. Now in that funnel, we have kept one filter paper. Now what we'll do, we'll take one glass jar where some mud water will be there and we'll pour that mud water inside that filter paper, and in that filter paper it will filter the mud, so it will not go down, only the clean water it will go down to the conical flask. Okay, and the mud will be it will be kept in the filter paper. In this way, we'll get the clean water. So water which we'll get is not always fit for drinking. So we cannot drink that water. So what is potable water? So water that will fit for drinking is known as the potable water. Sometimes the water what we get from the tap may contains impurities and microorganisms. That's why if we'll drink it, we'll be feel sick. So it is essential to purify the water before consumption. So what are the methods we'll do for the purification? The first one is boiling. So boiling is the easiest and safest method to purify water. Water should be boiled for at least 10 to 14 minutes and strained to remove the impurities. And if you boil the water also, it will kill the germs and microorganisms. So it will be very helpful. The next method is chlorination. As we know, chlorination is a process of adding chlorine to water to make the water fit for human consumption. And water has been treated with chlorine is very effective. Why? For preventing the spread of waterborne disease. So the next process is RO system. If you see the picture, you know in everyone's house nowadays we are using this RO system. And it is a water treatment system known as the reverse osmosis system, RO system. It is used to remove salt from water, and water filters should be clean at the regular interval to get the pure water. Thank you everyone. This is all about the air and water chapter for class 5. If you like this video or if you feel this is informative and you will get benefit from this video, then please subscribe to my channel. Thank you once again.